Well, it's an important moment. We will never forget that India was one of the first few countries to recognize Singapore's independence in 1965. And since then, our relationship has grown by bounds. It's a natural partnership between a small country, Singapore, and a very large country, India. But we found ways to cooperate in ways that are our mutual interests in a whole range of areas. Our business relationships are thriving. In fact, Singapore is the largest investor in India for many years now. Our defense relationship is strong. Our relationship in skilling has been very active in recent years, and it continues to grow. But we are now on a new trajectory with India, with the upgrade of our relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership, which was announced during Prime Minister Modi's last visit to Singapore in September last year. We are exploring new initiatives, going beyond the existing very active relationship that we have. We are working on cooperating in advanced manufacturing and semiconductors, helping to build up the semiconductor ecosystem in India. We're working on new generation and net zero industrial parks, and we're working on the skilling for the new industries that are involved as we embark on these new paths. We are also exploring other initiatives in the digital space and in sustainability. In the digital space, for instance, we are exploring the possibility of a data corridor between Gift City and Singapore, so that our financial institutions can exchange data on a safe and trusted basis. Sustainability is a major priority for both India and Singapore, and there too we are working actively to look at whether a corridor for renewable energy between India and Singapore can be achieved. I'm optimistic for our relations with India. I'm optimistic because our leaders see eye to eye. We are natural partners, as I mentioned, and we both share. In Singapore is invested in India's ambition to be a developed country, Dixit Bharat, by 2047. The eastern states are a priority for the Indian government. In fact, in my last visit to India before I was president, I went to Assam at Prime Minister Modi's suggestion, and we are doing some things in Assam. In particular, we had a major involvement in skilling, and we are looking at other possibilities. This time, as part of the state visit, I'm going to Odisha, which has special significance amongst the eastern states. I know that India has high ambition for Odisha, and indeed it has great promise. The people are hungry, they've got natural advantages in their natural resources, and Singapore will look at opportunities from logistics and connectivity to petrochemicals and other areas. Of course, not to forget skilling, where we already have been deeply involved in the World Skills Center and are now embarked on expanding that relationship. So there will be many areas to explore, including even areas like MRO, maintenance, repair and overhaul operations for the aerospace sector, which shows very significant opportunity in India, including in Odisha. So I go with a business delegation with our eyes open to learn as much as we can and see where there can be fruitful opportunities for collaboration. Thank you. Thank you very much.
ABP गंगा, खबर आपकी, जुबान आपकी।